Hello everybody, my name is Petr Koutny and I have for you another nice game where Magnus Carlsen was only 15 years old boy and he beat Gata Kamsky. Gata Kamsky at this time, we are speaking about year 2005, was one of the best defender of these times, and Magnus Carlsen won against him in a style of big chess player. And after this game, everybody was asking when Magnus Carlsen will be world chess champion. And now we know the answer, but we should see or watch this game because this game is really interesting and we should watch a really young chess player, 15 years old boy is beating strong chess world grandmaster. Okay, here we are watching standard opening lines and the bad move is now rook to e1 because black will be stronger over these two squares and he will play b4, knight to f6, bishop to c5 and bishop to d6, and as I told you, these two important squares will be under black's control. So somewhere here black is absolutely okay and white doesn't have advantage. For this reason I will tell you that the right answer is to go to e2 with white's queen. Now the right answer for black is to play knight to f6 or bishop to c5. Everything is in theory, and the mistake is knight to e7 and this move was played here. The right answer is a winning for white if white will take with his bishop on b5. This move was missed by Magnus Carlsen, but don't worry, this game will be exciting till end. Even Magnus Carlsen missed this chance to win immediately. Why? Because if Magnus will take, black will take, and knight to b5 is a big threat. Check on d6 and of course check on c7. Black need to go to b6 to take care about these two squares, but is going to dark squares and white has dark squares bishop, so is only losing time because white is going to e3. And now what to play? Okay, if for example black is going knight to c8, he's going to take care about d6 square is lost because knight to e6, and this position is terribly bad for black because here is a check and of course is a tempo against black's queen. If black will take, of course is check on c7 and is immediately losing. So maybe here another interesting variation is to go to d8, but as I told you, knight to f3, losing time, and knight to e5, winning a game for white. It's really hard to believe that black will survive this position, and I hope you will remember how not to play this position if you are black. But anyway, Magnus Carlsen missed this opportunity and we are not upset because we are ready to watch another interesting chess game between two strong chess players. And now somewhere here Magnus Carlsen played rook to e1. Now he took on c6 and he's going knight to d5. Now this game is exciting because for many moves black will have more material, white will be piece down, but white will have strong and good compensation. And now we will watch black pieces how they have problems to play this game, how they are passive and they are not working together, and this is a really good compensation for white. Okay, black took, white took, check, of course knight to e7, c4. It's a question if this position has enough compensation for white, and I will tell you yes, because black has really lots of problems to play this position. Now black is playing without this bishop, without this rook, without this knight. This is bad bishop, bad rook, here is a king in the center, so lots of problems for one piece. Okay, only strong chess player know how to play this position and has the right feeling that this is good position for white. As I know, I will be worried, I will be shaking, oh my god, I am one piece down where I have compensation, but strong chess player, they are sure that they are playing the right position. b4, and then bishop to g5, and now check on h5. Okay, what's happened for example if black is going to d8 and looks like black will lose this position by force. Bishop to h4 and maybe d6. Bishop to g3, and you can see that this square is a big square because this rook is going to e6, this is going to c1, and if white is playing move c5 is a winning. So as I told you, to c1 and threat is c5. Now black's queen is going to block our move c5, but how to unblock? Of course, we are going to f4 and e3, and nobody can stop us to play c5. And if white is playing move c5, black is losing. So take, and after move check, h3 and c5, looks like black is losing everywhere, everything. So as I told you, Gata Kamsky used to be one of the best defender, and well done, or say only good words to Gata Kamsky, because he has the right feeling that here is the bad move to go to d8, and he played move g6. Okay, now is the question, what's happened if we are going to take on g6? What do you think? Is this move okay or is it bad for white? And I will tell you, it's a mistake, because if we will take on g6, we are going to take on h8, but here long castle, and looks like black has more material. White's attack is gone, and it's hard to believe that white has here any compensation. So we have to go back, and we have to say that now it's a bad move to take on g6. Just I will remind you that black has more material, his piece up, so it's really nice to watch this game where Magnus Carlsen in age of 15 was playing so exciting game, and he was in no doubt that he has strong compensation for a missing piece. Okay, black took on g5, and now it's 2 pieces up. Maybe I will tell you what's happened if he's playing to bishop to g7. The right move is to go to f4. Be careful. Bad move is to take on f6, because there is waiting for you big surprise, and this surprise has name short castle. And after short castle, white is losing. So a really messy position and hard position for both players, and it's not so difficult to make a mistake. But here the right move is bishop to f4, d6, and rook to e6. And now everything is wrong in black's position. Still, black has one piece more, but his pieces are not playing and they are passive, and even here white is nearly winning. For example, if he's going with his queen to g3, and he will take on d6, and this position is a really bad position for black. So I'm coming back after move white's queen to f3, black took on g5. Okay, now black has 2 pieces more. So in nearly every other game, black is winning. It's hard to believe that black has any compensation, but yes, here white has strong move to go to f6. Threat is to play d6 and to take this rook on h8. So yes, this is a compensation, and this is a really interesting time to play. If black is going rook to g8, is losing by force, d6, and he will take, and rook to e1, and this is lost for black, of course. And this is another nice game where we should see how activity is much more important than material. As I told you many times, be active, and if you are active chess player, you are a winning chess player. So here it was another chance to go wrong and to play rook to g8. But as I told you, Gata Kamsky used to be one of the best defender, and he went for short castle. So a really messy position here, and the right answer here is to go to f4. Sometimes we are not far from the right move, but still we are not playing the best move, and black went to d6. Okay, what's happened next? bishop to e4, and threat is c5, c6, and of course, if white wish to win this game, he need to open position and he need to go for c5. c5 here used to be the winning move, but if white's activity will not be strong enough, maybe black has more material even here. So what to play is going to b8, and now we are ready to play c5. So what's happen if black is going to c8? Looks like black will stop to play c5, but no way. Somewhere here looks like black is under heavy attack and it's difficult to play. As I told you, Magnus Carlsen is only 15 years old boy, and this is really amazing how so young player is playing great chess. And without doubt, somewhere here everybody know that here is a chess talent and maybe new world chess champion. Even Gata Kamsky has problem to play with him. Okay, g3, the same position. Now I will show a really amazing plan. White will go to d4, b6, and will take pawn on b4. And still black has more material, but his pieces are passive pieces. His pieces are not playing the right game. They are in not right squares. And still looks like this game is okay to play for white. Maybe variation here is not bad. Even this variation is okay for white because white is taking more pawns, and if white will lose his active moves, he is taking pawns, and maybe these pawns will be interesting or important in every endgame. But Magnus Carlsen found it, and this maneuver, this nice maneuver, is going to d4, to b6, and he's taking on b4. Now of course has a threat to play b4 and c5, and this is really nearly winning threat in nearly every position. Knight to f5, he took, and he's going to e6. So now you can see this position where black has two bishops, again one rook. So still it should be okay for black, but you need to have good bishops, you need to have open files and some active plans, but still from the first moves till here black is passive. f4, maybe the first active move, and white is going to e1. Some threats should be checked on e8, maybe move c5. So going to b6, he's going to attack this rook, and he's ready to play b4 and c5. So what's happened, for example, if black is going to c7? Looks like this is the best move for black, but this position is hard position for black, because even here black has two bishops. White will take as much as he can black's pawns, and he will win every endgame. For example, he will take on h7, he will take on g5, and he has really lots of pawns for his missing, two bishops against rook. And for example, this variation is nice variation, because even here white is winning. Even here where black has one piece more, these two pawns are stronger than the bishop. So this position is won for white, and I'm coming back for our main position. If you like this game or this video, thank you very much for your likes or follow. Black played rook to c8, b4, threat c5, and look right side of the chessboard, because here black has some weaknesses and even our attack will be gone. We have still chance to play the same endgame, and this will happen soon. So black took on g3. If black will take on c4, it's too late for him to save his life. After move b5, check on e8, take on b5, and maybe here is lost because of this variation. And take, and of course this position is lost for black. Sometimes there are a lot of variation hidden behind moves, and it's good to watch or to see what it's hard to see. So maybe these players saw this endgame, and of course everybody saw, or these players saw that this endgame is lost for black. For this reason, black took on g3. Okay, h5, and maybe the last chance to go for c7, but we will watch the same endgame every times. White will win as much as he can pawns, and he will win the game. In this position, nobody will stop to play rook to e8, and in this position, because of bad bishop on a8, white is winning. So maybe the last chance to play h5, this move happened, but b5, and of course if black will take, the same variation is happen. h4 to e8, he will take, check, threat, check on b1, and you know, it's good idea to believe that black is losing, because still white has strong attack. He's attacking black's king, and from the first moves till here, we are wonder how Magnus Carlsen at the age of 15 played this game. So yes, Gata Kamsky used to be defender and he played to c7, but this endgame is nearly the same endgame as you saw few minutes before. White won as many black's pawn on the right side of the chessboard, and this endgame will be won for white. So a4, take, and now maybe the right move is to go to f6 and to take g5 and h5 pawn. Magnus Carlsen is going for the rook exchange, but he's going to e6, and the last mistake is rook to d8. Yes, in a difficult position, everybody's making mistakes, and after these mistakes, black is lost. But it was a hard game for him, tough game, and it was brave game from 15 years old Magnus Carlsen. What's happened if now black will take on b5, is check, and is losing on b7 piece? Of course, here is another threat. So Kamsky took on c5, and now white is attacking two bishops. It makes sense that black will lose one of them. For example, if black is going to c3, is losing bishop after check, and check on d1. You can see that at least this bishop is gone. So bishop to d4, but this endgame is not difficult to win for everybody. Check, and for example, if black will take on b5, he will lose another bishop. Check, threat here is checkmate. So check, and here black is losing another piece, but anyway, this position is lost for black, and he took on d5. It's not making big difference because white has threat b6, b7, so even he will take on f2, white will take on d4. So he went to b8, but to g7, check, and he will take these 2 pawns, and as I told you, this position is lost for black. Wow, we are at the end of this game. We saw a really amazing game, Magnus Carlsen, Gata Kamsky. Gata Kamsky used to be one of the best defenders of the 21st century, and Magnus Carlsen is the best player of the century. At this time, he was only 15 years old boy. So I hope you enjoyed this amazing chess game, and I believe that you saw exciting game of young Magnus Carlsen. If yes, feel free and press like or press follow at my YouTube chess channel, and I hope I will see you next time. Thank you very much for your time, for your watching, for your likes and follows, and I wish to see you soon. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very nice day. Thank you, and bye-bye.